13 interesting facts about... There's a top secret Starbucks for CIA agents. When you're a CIA agent, it's extra important to stay caffeinated. Enter the world's most top secret Starbucks. According to the Washington Post, it's listed as a store number 1 on receipts, and its barristers must go through extensive and rigorous interviews and background checks. Scotland has more than 400 words for snow. Winter is here, and what better way to cope with the cold than by learning 421 Scottish words for snow. This was discovered when academics at the University of Glasgow underwent a project to compile a Scottish thesaurus called the Historical Thesaurus of Scots. Some words include snore, snow, snill, to begin to rain or snow, and skelf, a large snowflake. The inventor of a microwave wasn't trying to create a microwave. The microwave is an example of a brilliant invention that was stumbled upon when the inventor was trying to create something totally different. In this case, engineer Percy Spencer was testing a radar magnetron, which popular mechanics describes as a sort of whistle that creates a vibrating electromagnetic waves. As he was experimenting with improving the levels of magnetron tubes, he realized that the peanut cluster bar in his pocket had melted. After testing the mechanism, he realized that he stumbled upon something potentially far more useful than the problem he was supposed to be solving. Chicago's nickname has nothing to do with the weather. Sure, the city gets cold weather, and wind definitely plays a role, but the nickname, the Windy City, has nothing to do with that. According to the Chicago Historical Society, the term Windy City was first coined by 19th century journalists to describe the people who find themselves in the city elite. It was meant as a criticism, referring to this particular designation as people as full of hot air. Whales swallow 500,000 calories in a single mouthful, or specifically around 457,000 calories. Many whale species take an oversized mouthful of ocean water and filter out the krill and other small ocean life for consumption. The majority of the Sahara Desert is covered in gravel, not sand, gravel. The Sahara, which is the largest desert in the world, fills nearly all of northern Africa with tiny rocks that are red, black and white. There's a year-round Ice Hotel. Ice Hotel is a world-famous hotel and art exhibition made of ice and snow, founded in 1989 and is literally rebuilt every year in the Swedish village. Now there is an Ice Hotel permanent structure that includes 20 luxury suites and a large ice bar that serves champagne. This one can be visited year-round and is cooled by solar panels in the summer. Movie trailers used to screen after the feature film. This is why they're called trailers, because they used to trail after the main attraction. The first trailer premiered in 1912, but it was for a Broadway show, not a movie. Gradually, trailers started spreading in popularity. Originally, they were produced by theatres themselves, but in 1916, movie studios took the reins. George Washington never actually lived in Washington, D.C. That's right, the first president of the United States never lived in Washington, D.C. He lived in New York, the nation's first capital, and Philadelphia. John Adams was actually the first US president to live in the DC. And as for why Washington never lived in the White House, he died before the establishment was finished. Greeks and Romans used to use crocodile dung as skincare. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that crocodile feces was beneficial for the skin and frequently used the substance as an early anti-aging treatment. The substance was frequently combined with mud to create face masks. Most people drown in deserts and then die of thirst. One would assume that dying of thirst and dehydration would be the leading cause of death in a desert, but surprisingly it's drowning. Though precipitation in the desert is infrequent, when it does rain, it comes on sudden and very heavily. Since deserts don't have water drainage systems in place, the rain falls too fast for the dry clay-like soil to absorb the rainfall. Water overflows become excessive. This results in quicksand and sandstorms and can lead to drowning by sand. It takes up to 2 weeks to make a jelly bean. Making jelly beans can take up to 14 days. Think about it the next time you simply toss the flavour you don't like. Wasps are more likely to attack at the end of summer. Towards the end of summer, when wasps are done providing for their queen and her offspring, they like to feast on energizing sugary foods and drinks in preparations for the wintertime. They will even feed on ripe and fermenting plant sap in order to be inebriated. Once wasps were able to leave the nest and hunt for food, they are all the more available to sting you. August and September have the highest incidence for yellowjack stings. If you found that video interesting, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe.